Good morning and welcome to another Ministry Minute with Pastor T. Look here, this morning I'm talking about how long are you going to think about it? I'm in the New Living Translation Bible. I am in the book of First Kings. I am in chapter 18 and I'm going to start at verse number 16. It reads, So Obadiah went to tell Ahab that Elijah had come, and Ahab went out to meet Elijah. When Ahab saw him, he exclaimed, So it really is you, you troublemaker of Israel. I have made no trouble for Israel, Elijah replied. You and your family are the troublemakers, for you have refused to obey the commands of the Lord and have worshiped the images of Baal instead. Now summon all Israel to join me at Mount Carmel, along with the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who are supported by Jezebel. So Ahab summoned all the people of Israel and the prophets to Mount Carmel. Then Elijah stood in front of them and said, How much longer will you waver, hobbling between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, then follow him. But the people were completely silent. Amen. And if you have King James, it asks you, how long will you halt between two opinions? Here it is. How long we going to think about it? How long are we going to decide if God is God or if Baal is God? How long are we going to have to think about how good God has been to us and what he's done for us and what the world has done for us? How long is it going to take for us to realize who God really is? We have seen so much evidence that God is God. We have seen it in the weather. We have seen it in nature. We have seen it in our own lives. When the doctors gave up on us, but mercy said, no, you're not going to die today. I got a little bit more time for you. I got some stuff for you to do. How long are we going to hold between two opinions? How long are we going to be scratching our head and talking about, I don't know if I should trust God? How long we going to keep coming to church Sunday after Sunday, Wednesday after Wednesday, Friday after Friday, and still won't make up our mind? I'm going to trust in the Lord until I die. I'm going to surrender my all to God. Not my will, but your will be done. How long are we going to hold between two opinions? And here it is. Elijah asked him the very question. How long you going to think about this? And the people fell silent. What we quiet for now? We talk about everything else. Why we silent now? It's a simple question. How long is it going to take for you to realize that either God is God or Baal is God? What happens is we get silent because if we say that God is God, that means we got to have a lifestyle change. But then if we say Baal is God, that means we didn't became an enemy of God. And so what we really want to do is we want to be able to straddle the fence. But my Bible declares in Revelation, I wish that you would be hot or cold. Because you're lukewarm, I spew you out my mouth. In other words, when we are lukewarm, we make God sick. When we lukewarm, we make God nauseous, because they were getting their water from the aqueducts, and by the time the water got to them, it was lukewarm and it made the people sick, and God had to use that analogy for the people. And so here it is. Are we going to be lukewarm, or are we going to be willing to have a lifestyle change and say God is really God? Or are we going to say Baal is God? And now we got an enemy on our hand that can't nobody pray us through, can't nobody fast us through, can't nobody have no Tarian service. Why? Because we chose to turn our backs on God. So on today, the question is, how long are you going to think about him? This should be an easy answer. Let God be God and every man a liar. Amen. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this ministry minute. If it be the Lord's will, I'll be back on tomorrow. God bless you, and make a decision on today.